fucking, oh my god, I cannot tell
it's
you
like,
how many
you
times.
can't do that.
I cannot tell you
and
how
they're
many
like,
times.
why not? They're like, we have to remember to bring our badge otherwise.
Yeah.
I'm like,
yeah, no, as a security guard down at the IBM
I know for a fact that
plant.
HR has about 1 million badges. A million of those little clip lanyards that's got an extendable string.
Oh god. Literally just going down to security, they have them. Like, when I worked at the IBM plant, we had a literal box. And, like, a box of 500 lanyards. With the extendable clip, without the extendable clip, a box of 500 badge cases. We had fucking everything. All you had to do was come down and ask. And at least half of the alarms I had to respond to was someone jamming the door open because they didn't want to come back and rescan their card.
It's like...
And I did get one moment, one time, where I was, unjamming the door and the person's like running back, like, no, wait, hold on. And I just looked at them and I just pulled the door shut and walked away.
Power move.
Because that's your job.
Because fuck you.
That's what's legally known as a gamer move.
I'm about to do something that's known as a gamer move.
Every single 50 states recognize
Yo,
it as a gamer
and I
move.
got a song to drop for you.
Anyway, let us get our first story off today, because this is Fanfiction Contempt Theater, and that's what we gather here on these Night of Nights to do, is talk about fanfiction, and then everything but fanfiction, once we realize the fanfiction we're talking about is absolutely terrible.
Great, now the fucking 2 song is stuck in my head.
What?
Night of Nights.
Oh, good.
Yeah, it's a good song, I don't really...
You know what? I decided I'll help you getting that song out of your head by reading a Ruby story causing you to drink yourself to death.
Ah, yes. Thank you very much.
No problem.
Just what I needed.
That's what I thought. This is called the John Arc Dimensional Misadventures, which, as we all know, is probably going to be hilariously stupid.
Sneaky, you forgot something.
Oh, did I?
Check Twitch chat. Pedro pointed out.
You didn't scream out "Hello Internet." Well, I don't have to scream. I've not screamed "Hello Internet" before, but I am your host, Sneaky Devil. Thank you for pointing that out.
Every single fucking stream.
Not every single stream. Sometimes I have to lull you guys into a sense of complacency.
It's your excuse.
It is. It is my excuse.
Yeah.
This new fic story, as opposed to this new non-fictional story about Ruby characters?
Sure, why not?
I mean,
God.
how that works is beyond me, honestly, but
I'm so glad the author reminded us that this is a fictional story, and that we're reading a story, too, on fanfiction.net. Okay, sure, yeah. Anyway, is about different versions... Why is versions capitalized? Of John Arc. Why is John Arc not capitalized? Getting sucked into a portal that leads to where he's the man character or helps the true heroes along. What?
Huh?
And he and someone else as Neo, Cinder or Roman, have to either live the lives of the man characters or help them until their story ends. What?
Got me thinking, bro.
Wait, so... Wait.
Oh, this is spawned... Oh, I thought this looked familiar. This was spawned from, like, some, like, old Professor Arc shit.
Oh, was it?
Oh.
Where...
Yeah.
Oh, shit, you're right.
Battleborn Arc, where Core... Being Core is like, I don't care if you use my character, just... What? Go ahead.
God damn it.
A lot of people are like that. I was like, can I use your character? Yeah, sure, I guess.
I mean, as long as you don't drastically mischaracterize them, I'm fine with it.
There we go.
Also, I love
Already
this.
there.
It's called Chapter 1, but it's just
Oh,
an
great! That
author's
means
note.
we don't have to read it.
Woo.
It's just an
No brain
author's
damage
note.
today, boys.
Sneaky, I'm pretty sure the agreed upon thing is if it's just an author's note, we go to Chapter
Damn
2
it.
unless it's exceptionally
That's fun.
cringe.
Fine,
Which
we'll
I'm
see
gonna
how
be honest,
cringe it is.
this author's note is cringe.
Yeah,
I
we'll see how
fully
cringe it
just
is.
say that now.
Anyway, I still don't understand. Well, okay, so the first red flag is the summary. The second red flag is repeating the summary in your author's note. It's like, oh gee, thanks author, I didn't read the summary for this story, so glad you put it in the author's note. Again.
I mean, I very specifically didn't read the fucking thing. Because I didn't
You know,
want to fucking read it.
Because the sort of person that doesn't read the summary is definitely going to read the author's note, right?
Yep.
Definitely.
Absolutely. Can confirm. I do that all the time. And by all the time, I mean never.
Anyway, so they repeat the summary. For example of crossover that I plan on doing. Battleborn arc, where Professor from Kor Alaran, who have given me her permission
Misgendering.
to use her characters from her fanfiction.
Damn. Poor guy.
I thought it was just a mistake. No, he genuinely believes Kor is a woman.
Well, I guess he's trans now. That's just how this works, right?
That's how it is works. Someone else calls you a woman, you're trans now.
Ding dong, your dick is gone.
No,
Fuck.
you can't do this
I mean-
to me.
I just say it how it is. You know?
By the power of the bongs.
They take away your dong.
Yes. Anyway, John, Neo, Roman, Cinder, and Adam are all transported to the Battleborn universe and form a team with
Wait,
the
that
Battleborn
garbage
crew.
game?
Yeah. Well, okay, no, hold on. I heard Battleborn was okay. It's just wrong place, wrong time, wrong presentation sort of thing. Wait, what? Ark and Neo, Jack and Dexter, where John, Neo, and maybe Roman land in the universe of the first Jack and Dexter game and progress through the franchise where they are the main characters as Jack and Dexter. I don't know. Is Ark and Neo a story? Because he said this is supposed to be variations of like.
Okay, so
I'm gonna go into it after. Yeah, I'm gonna read all these.
analysis.
Yeah.
I'm fairly sure he just wants to make a sort of scrapbook thing where he
Yeah,
dumps a lot of different
I
stories into the
figured.
same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's just like examples, but
Star
it's a
Wars:
bad idea.
The Ark Unleashed.
I have objections to this.
Where John and maybe someone else with him land in the Star Wars universe and maybe they become Jedi or Sith. Oh, Christ almighty.
No, Sticky. You gotta read it properly. And depending on what era they are in, and do they become Jedi or Sith?
Oh, of course, yes, my apologies. And may more I plan on doing. This crossover, why is crossover capitalized? Will be like Yu-Gi-Oh! Fan 163 Crazy Trouble with Love fanfiction. So there will be different versions of John and different versions of the other characters with him. I hope you enjoy all of them. Okay, so analysis time. So I can sort of understand it as a scrapbook idea of how oh, what's the author I actually follow? Seer King, right?
Yeah.
Seer King, I can understand his scrapbook where he's like, all right, this version, I'm gonna write like 3 or so chapters for them, move on to a different version of those characters and different situation. Fair enough, but that's because he's only writing like maybe the first half of an arc, or maybe like the first arc, and it's the short prologue arc basically. Yeah. That works. But this is it sounds like he wants to write several full stories without separating them. Because he says in his summary, they have to live the lives of the main characters or help them until the story ends. So that literally means that he plans on finishing each story?
I mean, I guess.
And then there's the problem of, are these like going to be consecutive, or is he just going to release a chapter for one whenever he feels like it, out of order? Also, the other issue I have with it, unlike the rest of the scrapbooks, is that the AU in every other scrapbook I've ever seen begins in the scrapbook. The AU doesn't begin outside of the scrapbook. So it's not like... Because like in his scrapbook idea, he has different AUs of John Arc going into a crossover situation. So it's never the same John Arc going into different crossovers, but none of the stories are related to each other.
Why would you do that? That maybe makes sense. But no.
I just actually genuinely dislike every single facet of this. I almost don't even want to read. But we will.
Oh, damn it. Fuck.
I know, I am the host.
You could always use your veto, which I don't think you've used.
Ever.
Yeah,
He might have used the veto once.
I've used it a few times, like maybe 3 or 4. And I have paid extra for vetoes, but not yet.
No, I meant Sneaky. He could use veto himself.
Oh, Sneaky.
Oh,
I don't
I
think he's
could.
ever you might have used one a single time.
I've done it occasionally where I'll just be like, nope,
Yeah.
I'm not reading this anymore, and then someone will complain like, oh, well, you should keep reading, and I'll just be like, oh, well, do you want to read it? And suddenly no one complains that I'm skipping a fic.
Yeah. I mean, is anyone ever complaining?
Atin's done it
Honestly.
occasionally, but, you know.
Yeah, but is Atin even a person?
You know, that's a fairly good point.
I mean,
Exactly.
I've got a slip of paper that says I am.
Yeah, but that's from the government. Fuck the government.
But, I mean, it's technically not from the government because I made it myself.
That's kind of cringe.
Just clapping on some non-American who thinks they can butt in about American politics.
Yeah. I mean,
Hi everyone, Image Viewer here doing a crossover fic for the first time ever. I have been given permission by Coralaron to
Hopefully the
use her
last.
characters. Actually, you know what, that's a good point. When was their last update? Oh god.
Oh.
Oh god.
Oh no.
Unfortunately, September 9th.
Fuck.
Hi, I'm Image Viewer, and I am new to writing fanfiction. You've been doing this for 3 years. You don't get that excuse anymore.
4 years. Yeah, 3. Yeah.
So you'll have to forgive me if my stories have bad grammar.
No.
No.
Unforgivable.
Actually, by fanfiction.net's own quality standards that you agree to whenever you publish a new story,
You should
that's
be outside.
illegal.
This is illegal, you know.
My favorite stories, and there are authors that inspire me to make my own stories, are, wow, I feel so bad for every person listed here.
Yeah, poor guys.
Imagine being the sort of person who writes a good story, and then like someone writes a really garbage story, but their author's note says inspired by this person's good story, and it's just like, now I'm connected to this person. Involuntary connection.
I was gonna like bring up Fate's Gamble, but you said inspired by a good story, so never mind.
I mean, hey, we did bring on Lupine that one time. We found a Fates Gambled inspired story and made him apologize.
That was
I thought that was
great.
great.
Good times. Bullying Lupine is always fun.
Apologize for your fans. Oh god.
Apologize for inspiring someone to levels of stupidity like this.
Exactly.
What the fuck are these sentences? The unforgiving Mountain Dew stories are in a gamer's point of view that creates like a Skyrim. That creates like a Skyrim.
Wait, hang on, is that actually a thing?
Or Fallout type of play into his stories, and I love my personal favorite is Game Over.
Wait. I have no idea what the fuck he's referring to. Because I googled the Unforgiving Mountain Dew and
Doesn't exist.
There's a fanfiction author that has 0 published stories.
Oh, so he, you know what? I'm seeing a lot of these authors have apparently deleted all of their stories. I think Core is the only one with his stories still up. So I mean, I'm just saying, I've been inspired by all these authors and their amazing stories. Checks all the authors, every story is deleted.
That's a good thing, honestly.
No, I'm not saying this is related, but. Oh god. Professor Ark is an original. An original story?
I have
They just say original.
questions.
But it is an original.
I mean,
Well, okay then.
Where John Ark, instead of becoming a student at Beacon, he becomes a teacher. Why is Beacon not capitalized? He becomes a teacher and well-trusted advisor who luck lands them in situations. Okay, yeah, blah blah blah. Wait, why? Bachelor. Okay.
Batman the Bachelor.
Okay, alright, yeah, alright. So Potatoes says, veto this person out of existence. Alright, Potatoes.
Good man. Make sacrifices for all of us.
I'm not even gonna try and punish you for that because this is just. Oh god. Anyway, so how about instead we do Harry Potter and a Song of Ice and Fire? Oh shit! Wait, no, is Stanish not here? Get Stanish in here.
Alright, hang on.
Ping Stanish.
It's the Mexican.
I must make his torture more severe.
I think I fucked up the abbreviation, but I don't really care.
You know what? That might make him more mad and more likely to show up. So instead, in the meantime,
That's just a good thing, honestly, making him more mad.
in the meantime, we will fucking mobile link. So apparently, this is a recommended story from someone, as you can tell by the fact that it was a mobile link. Save it for Tuesday. I'm busy. Oh, that son of a bitch.
Weak.
Boo. I have used my veto every once in a while since I've wasted like 100 of them. Truth.
Man's not wrong.
Fate's Day Night High School D times D. A second chance. Counter Guardian Emiya gets a second chance at life after winning the Fifth Grail War with an untainted grail and accepts Castor Merlin's proposal to reincarnate him. Watch as he lives a life as a devil. Wait, what?
Oh.
What?
Wait, hold on, wait, what?
Um.
There's so
You know-
much wrong with this.
Yeah, I agree on that.
Okay, so first off, winning the Fifth Grail War with an untainted grail. Nani the fuck. Second off, Castor Merlin, what the fuck? So this is an AU of an AU,
Mhm.
in which he then ends up in DXD just flat out as a devil, or does he get...
Good question.
I don't know what's going on here. Yeah,
I
you know
don't
what will
understand.
help me know what's going on? 95 Rye.
Understandable.
Alright, time to gain me some knowledge. Alright, let's do this. Whew! This is my first fanfic ever, and I've been itching to write it ever since I read the 1000 Mastery Kaleida Linear DXD. Wow, I hate myself for saying that.
Yeah, I can understand that, honestly.
Is rye whiskey even any good?
Depends on your definition of good.
It depends on what you want to use the rye for.
Getting drunk, in that case, yeah.
If
probably.
you are looking for something to disinfect your entire digestional tract, yes. If you're looking for something with a massive kick and a heavy burn, yes. If you're looking for something to sip calmly as you drink it on the rocks, no. No, I would not say 95 rye is good for a calm sip.
I wonder why.
Please give me constructive criticisms that can improve my writing. Credit goes to SMN Fan for helping me flesh out the details of this story, as well as Anthony 16892.
Right, so constructive criticism right off the bat.
Mm.
Number one,
Yeah,
stop.
yeah, that's fair enough. Yeah.
Number two,
Updated as
stop.
of the 12th of April, 2014. I have changed my theory on how Archer gets reincarnated, and the conditions he does so in. Added more details. Okay, so wait, this story... Okay, so that's why I picked it up. Okay, so this story is ongoing for 4 years.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Only has 89k words. Gray and I have... I think we've broken 89k words.
Nice.
I'll check.
If you want 95%, you have to get Everclear.
Yeah. 95%, that's like pure ethanol almost.
If I'm gonna be honest,
well-
I can see him drinking 95%. You know what? If they sold 95%, I would probably buy it once,
Yeah,
just
and
to
then,
see.
Probably fucking die of liver cancer or something.
Liver cancer.
Your liver just like implodes the moment you look at the fucking bottle.
No, you see, I actually sap the life out of livers around me.
Oh, yes, you're in the vampiric liver strategy. I understand.
Yes, my vampire liver.
Carry on then.
How many words was this?
89.
We're at 75 and we're halfway done with the next chapter.
Yeah, okay.
Not bad.
So, yeah, that was in the
Wait,
span of
how
what?
many- how
When
many
did we
today?
start this story?
5 chapters?
Was it June?
We started June 17th.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Not admittedly not lupine levels of speed, but you know, not everyone can be British and do crack cocaine.
I mean, I'm fairly sure there was more than just crack cocaine involved in that. Honestly,
that's fair.
There's
There's
gotta be,
definitely
like,
some meth.
like 7 spices kind of thing. The magical mix that gives you Fate's fucking gamble.
Oh, I forget the fucking show was, but it was making a parody of people that do drugs with this one character. Oh no, I think it's actually Family Guy now that I think about it. It was with using Glenn, I think his name was the super sexual guy that does all the sex jokes.
Never watched Family Guy, so
Giggity?
Quagmire.
Quagmire, yeah. There we go. Glenn Quagmire, yeah. So they had some episode that sort of focused on Quagmire or something, and it was just one scene I remember where he like wakes up, drinks coffee, snorts a line of cocaine, injects heroin, takes some meth, and then like pops an LSD tablet, and he's like, "All right, now I'm ready to go."
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably accurate to the Fate's gamble writing process.
That's just how I expected that Lupine managed to write 1 million words in one year.
Yeah. I mean,
Oh god, yeah, he did pump that out in a single year, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. It was like
I'd be surprised if it just like
85k words a month.
Yeah. Anything less than like 3 or 4 different drugs at the same time would impress me. Like, shock me, genuinely.
Then let me introduce you to my sister.
I'd rather not, thank you.
That's fair. How are we doing on audience engagement? Well, our latest chapter was it 6 pages of discussion? Half of it was even about the story.
Impressive.
So, about my podcast tier levels of relevant discussion.
Close enough, I'd say.
I mean, anything's good.
Yeah, that's what I said. I also still don't understand that apparently we're popular enough that we have a whole fucking essay written on us, which the author has not gotten back to me about because I responded to his essay being like, well, I appreciate the essay, but you got
Responded.
no, because I corrected him because he was like, oh, I never saw those parts that you mentioned, so I literally copy pasted the parts that I was talking about to him, and no response on that.
Yeah. That's about what you
Yeah, that
expect.
happens.
Implying half the podcast is on topic 50% of the time. Exactly. Half the podcast is on topic 50% of the time. 6 figures stood at the temple grounds facing a certain spot where a collection of high amount of concentrated prana was congregating. So this is it. This is the Holy Grail, Shiro asked. More accurately, this is the Lesser Grail that's supposed to be used by us to grant our wish, Rin answered her husband.
Damn.
What? Wait, what?
Apparently they got married.
This is an AU, alright? Jesus Christ. Also, this
I was
holy...
gonna say, I mean, there are universes where that occurred, but not quite that fast.
damn, this Holy Grail fucked up. Apparently it picked the one universe where all the masters were in a family and just decided not to fight each other.
Can you imagine that Agramanyu being defeated by the power of a functional family?
Oh, wow, that's...
Some real fan fiction, I know.
That's definitely the realms of fanfiction.
Very much so.
Meanwhile, Max
Fuck
sitting
yeah.
here with his story about a functional family.
Max doesn't. No, listen. I've met Max's
No.
family. They're nice people. I'm
No,
pretty sure they're
you know,
government
he's
plants.
writing a.
I'm doing a gamer house husband fic. I'm sitting there just like Kuzuki's just like, I have the adoption papers, you're signing them. I don't want to be adopted. You're
That's-
signing them.
Tough shit. I'm forging your
I don't wanna
signature.
Be adopted. You have gained a new skill: signature forging.
That would certainly be an interesting skill to just get out of nowhere.
Indeed. You mean you're an archer's wish, Oni-san? Merlin and I have already forfeited our rights for the Grail, remember? Furthermore, Ilya has already
Wait,
lost her
Hold on a
servant.
minute. What's Merlin doing here?
Yeah, exactly. Wait,
Okay.
that's the part that makes you pause, not the part where Rin and Shiro were married before the Grail War began.
I mean, listen. Shiro's a smooth operator.
And saved
No-
Sakura.
No, not that smooth. No, he's not.
So again, right here, Sakura said to her sister, which, as far as I'm aware,
Sneaky, Link.
is not. Did I not link it? Sorry.
No.
Sakura reconciling with her sister is not an ending that I believe happens. Period.
I don't know.
Ever.
I think so.
Not
There's
sure. There's
probably some.
No,
kind of
no, wait,
alternate
no. There
ending.
is.
not reconciling, but like there is at least an acknowledgement somewhere along the way.
There's the harem ending where it's what Rin, Ryder, Sakura, I believe.
Yeah.
That might, you know what? It might be a hollow ataraxia thing.
No,
As
no.
well.
I think this is a Stay Night one. A Stay Night ending.
There's only 3 routes. There's the harem ending with Saber and Rin, then there's the Fate ending, which is just Saber. I don't
Right.
know how Heaven's Feel ends though.
Oh,
'cause
everyone
I'm
dies.
Just waiting on the movie. I
Who
assume
knows?
just about everyone dies, but
Lots of
That-
people die.
That's the
Sakura
bad
saved.
end.
Oh, okay, that's what it was. I think Heaven's Feel is actually the one where Ryder doesn't die, right?
Ryder doesn't die.
Right, yeah, so Heaven's Feel is the one where Ryder becomes semi a part of the harem. Semi.
Effectively, yeah.
Okay, but wait. What happens with Saber?
Oh, she's dead.
Oh.
She dies.
That's the whole reason why Ryder
okay,
teamed up with
yeah.
Shiro.
yeah,
is to
Heaven's,
save-
the Heaven's Feel route is where we got Saber Alter from
Yeah.
initially. So there's
We
a
got
real
Billy
kick-ass
from
fight
the
scene.
Which
fighting
also, speaking of which, is I'm watching Fate Stay Night Abridged, the UFO one, UFO table one.
Uh-huh.
I'm just being reminded how drastically different Unlimited Blade Works was from Fate Stay Night, the original.
Oh,
that
Dean
abomination.
the Dean animation.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just holy shit! Wow, they are different. I was just like, oh
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, I
The
forgot.
main reason for that is Dean tried to slam all 3 of them
Yeah.
together.
I know, yeah.
They tried to stitch them together, and some parts kind of worked, and other parts really didn't.
So
like-
that's why the one I watched was disjointed and I didn't like it and I felt like I didn't understand half of what was going on.
Yes, because you literally didn't understand half of what was going on.
Yeah, like
And there was no way for me to understand it.
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, it
Yeah.
was fucking...
We're running for our life! Alright, now let's have a sex scene. Wait, what?
You know, adrenaline
This
goes
isn't
in-
what I signed up
going
for.
Sometimes, you know.
Anyway, let's see. And Shiro wasn't our wait. Ilya already lost her servant, and Shiro wasn't a participant in the first place. What the fuck? Okay, so this is a weird ass fucking AU. I'm just glad the Eisenburns were able to figure out a way to create a vessel for the Lesser Grail instead of using one of their homunculi. Because
They
the
already
Eisen...
knew.
Yeah, the Eisenbergs didn't care. There's a
We say,
drastic
they are what we
difference.
call in the business douchebags.
Yeah, there's a drastic
sure.
difference here.
Yeah.
They started in the Fourth War because the Third War, through the First War, everybody kept fucking up and destroying the Lesser Grail. So they decided, fuck it, we're gonna make it a human.
Who's gonna
Then
destroy
it
a
can at
human?
least.
I
They fucking killed the
yeah.
human.
Well, no, they set it up as a human at the start. In the original Fate Stay Night, you get the backstory of the Ironborns always planned it to be a homunculus. They just had to wait a long fucking time. Justice is in that Grail for that reason.
That's true.
They had
It-
the Lesser
what
Grail
Ilya
as
was-
a Grail. For the first three.
Yeah, but
Then
the plan
shit
was
kept
to eventually.
happening.
Yeah, but the plan was that eventually there was going to be a proper vessel of a homunculus. Ilya is still the
far as
result
I was
of
aware-
like 3 Grails wars worth of
Yeah.
research.
As far as I was aware, the whole idea behind making a human Lesser Grail was to circumvent the fact that they kept losing. And they were just like, well, if we just make the Lesser Grail, then we just have the wish.
And they ended
Okay,
up making
move.
2 as a result.
Yes. Alright, so, anyway, so drastic, ignorance of the lore. Sai, let's keep going. I don't even
Oh,
want to
there's
think
an
what would
even-
happen.
There's an even bigger ignoring of it in the next 2.
I'm sure. I guess I have to thank you for that, Merlin. The notes on the theory of creating a lesser grail from the lifeless object you left behind after you were in the Fourth Grail War saved me. A fully grown and matured Ilya said. That wait.
Mhm. I have several questions. Keep one which is what the fuck?
I have questions. I don't want answers.
Think nothing of it, child. I do
Don't
not
fucking
even
waste
remember what
information.
I did during the last war. After all, both me and the one in the previous war were only copies of the real me. Regardless, Rin and I are the victors of this Grail War. Well, it's not like I have a wish of my own that the Grail can grant. Archer or Counter Guardian Emiya said with a small smile. Well, why would Emiya even exist in this universe?
Good question. The answer? I don't know. Plot convenience.
Why would he
Hey.
exist in a massive AU, such as I can't remember, but the mass crossover shit.
That's right.
But
Well,
the author doesn't know what the
it's
author
Grand Order.
No, it's it's fanfiction ones between
Right, yeah.
various fandoms.
Cringe.
After
what I
everything
know.
that he had experienced and seen in this war, he had accepted his hellish fate. You mean really? Wait, that's what made you accept your hellish fate? Not seeing Shiro happy, not hero obsessed, and married to Rin?
Actually, by the time we see Archer, at least in the Unlimited Blade Workshop, he's already accepted his life is shit. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
why
whatever.
would he think it? No, he's accepted it for a long time. He's literally been doing this for hundreds of years under Elia.
Yeah.
Why is now when he accepts it?
Well, because reasons. Because the author felt like it. Everyone except Merlin watched Archer with a bitter and sad expression. Not really.
I mean,
Sakura, maybe. But Rin didn't really care. If anything, she was angry at Archer, even after she found out that he was a version of Shiro.
isn't Rin just always angry though?
I mean, she is a soon, so.
Exactly.
But that's sort of my point, though, is everyone looked at him with a sad expression. It's like, no, I'm half sure like half the characters there wouldn't fucking give a shit.
More or less, yeah.
This world's Shiro was able to obtain happiness after graduating high school and marrying Rin and Sakura simultaneously. But this man, who was an alternate future version of Shiro, would never obtain such happiness. Alright, so apparently this girl war is also taking place post-high school. Okay.
I have objections to this, but okay.
So,
I think the author has some colorful interpretation of the Japanese marriage laws.
blah 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 blah. She used the command seal to force Archer to reveal himself as Shiro Emiya. I mean, his name's literally fucking Emiya. I don't.
You could just fucking ask him. He's like, the fuck you doing?
What's your name? Counter Guardian Emiya. Oh, wow! The mystery is solved! It's not like Emiya is a common name. I've literally never heard that name before.
You're also not Japanese, but
I'm not, but you know, I've heard of
Yeah.
dozens of, you know, fucking, you know, variations of like Issei. I've heard variations of like something Suke. You know,
yeah, I'm aware. It's like the only like place I've ever heard the name Emiya is Fate.
yeah.
So I agree on that. It's just
Yeah, I know.
life.
Caused his description of the hell he went through as a counter guardian caused everyone from the Tosaka, Emiya, and Mato families and their servants to all band together to save him from his torment. Everyone from the Tosaka, Emiya, and Mato families to band together.
Three people who would never work together.
Oh yeah, definitely the mage killers, the second owners, and the people trying to subvert the entire thing. That definitely sounds like an obvious alliance. Yeah. Okay.
Could you see that from the start? What are you, dumb?
Unfortunately, no solution was found, and everyone just agreed that Archer just had to win. So they let him win.
This is some 4D chess shit.
I mean, I guess you could do that, but what the fuck is he gonna do?
Merlin, however, had a different idea. Don't be so quick, boy. I have a solution for your predicament. Everyone looked, including Archer. Looked at Merlin. Was shocked.
Wait. Let's guess what Merlin's solution is. Is it give all the girls dicks?
I was gonna say skedaddle, skadoodle. Your dick is now a vagina, but yeah, I mean, yeah, that's probably also a possibility.
I was gonna say, I mean, based on what we know about Merlin, my suggestion is disturbingly the more likely.
Bop, you're a girl now. Contract nullified. It was with the male version of Emiya.
Boop.
By the power of the big bong, your dong is now gone.
I could just see Merlin now, just being like, and boop. What did you do to me? I don't feel any different.
I do have to say, as much as hate as Parcassius gets, Fate in Time is actually a highly amusing variation of Merlin.
Which is
so Fate in Time is about Shiro ending up back during, you know, King Arthur's era instead of the other way around.
Oh, that actually sounds somewhat interesting.
He actually handles it pretty well. It was also one of the stories that he started before he got, like, really popular. So for quite a while, it was actually progressing quite nicely and had very minimal purple prose. But then it hit a large purple prose phase, because that's when he started getting a lot of money for his Patreon, and he was like, well, I gotta extend all these stories now.
Uh-huh.
But there was a subplot that is, like, kind of still ongoing from last time I read it, which was like 2 years ago. But there was a subplot where Merlin ran into this pretty boy, and he was like, wow, you're pretty hot, and he's like, I'm a guy, and he's like, no you ain't. That's where you're wrong, kiddo.
Pretty girl. No, I'm a boy. Chop chop. No, you're not.
Snap, snap. No, you're
I
not.
mean, guess what though? The nice thing is, in Merlin's case, it's a lot less cruel.
So pretty much the
Yeah,
entire
true.
subplot revolves around him, well, I guess her now, angrily demanding Merlin
Hmm.
to change her back to a guy, and he's like, but you're so much prettier like this. And now there's a secret club between King Arthur, Mordred, him, or her, and one other OC commander that was introduced that is another woman pretending to be a guy. It was actually fairly amusing. They still want to. Oh yeah, they all want to kill. That still hasn't been resolved, and they all want to kill Merlin for it. Still, I'm not surprised. Also, Merlin did go through with giving Arthur a dick, as far as I'm aware, and then Arthur kicked the shit out of him, and he took the dick back.
Power
Cheers.
move. Here's that, bro.
Anyway, what? You were the one who said it wasn't possible for me to annul my contract. Yeah, that's right. There's no way for anyone to release Emiya, but my solution is to turn you into not him. Fucking called it.
Yeah.
Aye,
That-
move.
During the course of this war, I was able to devise a thaumatological theory to reincarnate Archer, to give him a second chance using the power of the Grail. It's not enough to release the actual Emiya, but I can make the current Archer forever out of Leia's grasp, as long as he's not stupid enough to make another contract. Everyone fell silent.
Sure. As long as you don't make another contract with Elia, she can't get her hooks back into you. What? I already contracted Elia.
Reincarnates him, saves him. Oh, okay. Recontracts. Archer, in particular, was processing Merlin's words and contemplating his options. Archer was skeptical, blah blah blah, conditions for the reincarnation, blah blah. Merlin proved himself to Archer trustworthy.
Never trust a mage who looks that good. Ever.
In order to break you of your contract, I'll be taking advantage of Alea's current weakened grasp on your soul to send you to an alternate dimension where Alea's influence is even weaker. To further weaken Alea, I'm going to make it so your reincarnation will be the same as any other, meaning you'll lose all of your memories.
So, important question.
I'll save you! Oh, how are you gonna save me? First I'm gonna kill you, and then I'm gonna wipe all your memories, and then send you far away from here. Well, how does that save me?
Still working on that part, not gonna lie.
Somewhere, somehow, it's technically you.
Okay, wait, what is this fucking hand wavium? At least for 17 years, that is. That should be a long enough time for Gaia to recognize your existence as a natural occurrence so it won't try to erase you. Then your memories will return after that. Wait,
What?
wait, what?
The fuck? Hmm?
But see, that doesn't make any sense, because if his reincarnation is going to be all natural, but you can still restore his memories, why can't you just restore his memories after he goes through the all natural reincarnation? Because at that point, once you finish the all natural reincarnation, the Gaia would just be like, yes, this is an all natural reincarnation. Why? Why would you think it's different? Like, we gotta wait 16 years for Gaia to let her guard down before she decides to not erase you after all. What?
That makes me think,
I
honestly.
just- Makes me not want to think. I'm gonna drink more.
Understandable. Same. Well, that's that fucking canon. Cheers.
Well done. However, to fully break the hold Leia has on you, you will have to work hard and become a proper heroic spirit, since that's the only way you'll ever annul your contract. What?
That doesn't
No,
make fucking
that
sense.
doesn't make
at
any
all.
sense. Leia has contracted heroic spirits in the past. What? What? And even if you do become one, you will be freed and not Emiya, who is still stuck on the throne. Wait, that would require knowledge of the second magic. How do you know about the kaleidoscope? My dear child, it was easy for me, who was summoned as the caster class, to get through your bounded fields. And I just studied all of the second magic stuff you have in your attic. Rin was furious and horrified. Thanks to that, I have theories and calculations that I'll totally be able to do this with. Blah blah. Solution is gamble. What do you mean, Merlin? What I mean is I have no idea what Archer might reincarnate into. Which means that Archer, before he gets his memories back, might reincarnate into someone who has a desire to do good or evil, and that is out of my control. Fortunately, when Archer's memories return, you should be able to take over with no problem. What? As a precaution, I made it so all of Archer's memories will return at once if he is reincarnated self finds himself in a deadly situation. So what you're saying is that after all, the memories don't need to be on delay. They can just return at any time. Also, Sweet Potatoes makes a good point. If his memories are wiped, what's stopping him from remembering not to make another contract?
True.
Yeah, that was the immediate thought of like, I'm gonna wipe
Yeah.
your memories. That's a bad idea.
Alright, now I need you to take this list of things not to do. Okay, I have this list. Alright, did you memorize them? Yes. Okay, I'm gonna wipe all your memories now. Don't do anything on that list. Wait, what?
A list.
Oh, hey, a list! I should do all these things. However, if this were to happen during his transition phase, there's a good chance Gaia would try to erase him, as it would recognize him as something that should not exist. But why would it? You still haven't explained why it would assume he shouldn't exist.
Well, he may or may not actually be a demon.
Whoops, he's a devil now. Oh,
If such a
spoiler.
thing happens, he'll have to make a contract with a master to supply him with prana to keep existing. Wait, but he's flesh and blood at that point. Also, he would technically be from a different Gaia, which means that he would come from a different world's logic, which means that Gaia wouldn't be able to de-exist him anyway. Try and kill him
Yeah.
by sending apocalypse beasts at him, or whatever, beasts of Gaia, whatever. Yeah, try and kill him with beasts of Gaia, sure, but if he's not part of Gaia, then he can not be de-existed by Gaia. Just as Gaia can't de-exist any of the other planetary avatars on Gaia because they don't operate on Gaia logic. I
mean, to be fair, I don't think this author is operating on any kind of logic either.
I fucking hate everything about this story. This is butchering the lore worse than even the Dean animation.
Yeah, I think like if Dean made this, they would look back and be like, "Bruh, the fuck did we do?"
This is solidly the final episodes of the Full Metal Alchemist original series. Like, that's where this is in terms of lore, of just so fucking out there that it had to have the entire show get remade.
Yeah,
Well, summarizing, oh boy. One of the requirements for your soul to reincarnate is that you must become male, so there's no chance of you being female. Wait. What? Wait, no, that makes the opposite sense, though. If you're trying to reincarnate someone to get them as far away from a contract that they made with the conceptual consciousness of humanity, and the conceptual consciousness of humanity made a contract with a male Japanese person named Emiyashiro, then wouldn't being a female non-Japanese person not named Emiyashiro on a different world be the farthest thing from that?
I guess, yeah.
Accidentally become Saber.
Okay, wait, no, I want
Okay.
the ultimate. I want the ultimate recursive loop version of Fate, where he's both Archer and
You know what? I can even see that as a Fate title. Fate Recursive Loop.
Yeah.
Fate Recursion. There we go. Fate Recursion.
Sounds like some bullshit Nas wouldn't think of.
I dig it. Max,
I'm down.
let's go.
What?
We're writing it. Fate Recursion, and then we're going to sell it to Nasu.
What's fate? Oh, hang on, walk me through this.
Okay, so Shiro becomes Emiya, and then to escape being Emiya, he has to become a non-Japanese woman named not Emiya Shiro, and ends up becoming Arthur Pendragon. It's a recursive loop.
it's a flawless plan.
It's a genius strategy. It's literally free money right there.
And then we sell it to Nasu.
I'm trying to work it in my head to make it a proper recursive loop. I don't know that that would work though. If he gets to keep his memories, then we get a completely different Arturia. Or is he supposed to be Proto Merlin? Or I'm sorry, Proto Saber, where he's just the actual Arthur Pendragon, because that is
No, he's got to
actually
be
a lot closer
female.
to how. That's
Key part is him becoming female.
yeah,
the
obviously.
personalities are incompatible for that kind of thing unless we have it like he's on his deathbed and oh shit, I fucked up.
Yeah, I don't see why not.
Yeah, could work.
We can figure it out. Just it's got to hammer out a couple chapters, get popular, and then sell it to Nasu. And then we get rich, easy money.
Literally can't go tits up.
Get an anime made for it. At least 3 Dakimuras.
At least 3, dude. Come on.
You're lowballing it there, boy.
Yeah. Like 10 is.
Well, I mean, I guess we can start with 3, but then like the 4th one has to cater to the real creepy weebs out there, the ones who
Yes.
buy those kinds.
Indeed. Yeah, you know, we gotta tap every part of the market.
Is that the most lucrative part though? The creepy boys?
Sneaky wants to be a trans Emiya. Oh no, wants a trans Emiya. Someone grant him his wish.
Rule 63. It's already a thing.
I
Very-
already have the pictures. I don't.
Yeah.
My
that's
wish
what
has
we're
already
after,
been granted.
Yeah.
No one's written the story for it yet, though.
Yeah. And that's the key part here, Pedro. Bro, fucking skeleton stole my boat. Get out of here, you little cunt.
Anyway, Anyway, blah 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 blah. Are there any other side effects? What about my magecraft? Naturally, I've taken your magecraft into account, and I'll be able to transfer your magical circuit's over. But I have no idea how the rules for Magecraft will behave in the world you get reincarnated into. So if you're lucky, the rules won't be that different. And if you're not, well, you're fucked. Still,
Okay,
just in
so
case, I'm going to make it so your reincarnated self will instinctively be able to grasp how to use your magical circuits once you're 5 years old.
Okay, so translation. The author just wants the essay with limited
Yeah,
labor.
the author literally just wants a super strong version of Issei. That's literally, we don't need to read any farther. So the author completely butchers this story, all of the lore involved in it, and thinks themselves somehow better for it. Cool, very neat. All right, let's do this one instead.
You know? No. I read the title and it's already too fucking. No. That is disgusting. What the fuck?
Yeah, Jesus
Christ, dude. Jesus fuck.
Oh god, that's some fucking weeb tier shit.
That's an assault on my fucking eyes, dude. Jesus Christ, I'm gonna have to get a fucking retina transplant or something.
Oh god, I
see
recommended
this
this
fucking
one
shit.
over a year ago.
Oh no.
Oh, Pedro.
Oh Pedro, you fucking cunt. I will call Obama, make him fucking bomb your favela. Drone strike that fucking shit.
The Otosuki Transmigrant. A Harry Potter Naruto crossover.
What words did you just say?
He just went full like poor, bad Russian there.
Otosuki
What is this?
Transmigrant.
Sneaky, what is this story icon?
I know, right?
We've been over that, Max, you fucking slow cunt.
Oh
Listen,
god.
I've been zoning out
Yeah, I mean, I
for
wish I was.
like obvious reasons.
Look, dude, I wish I was zoning out.
Listen,
But
it's
no.
really not hard. Take 2 more shots and then just go find a weird video to stare at.
Bro, I
Oh
have,
man,
like,
boy am I.
half a liter left, dude. I ain't done yet.
Woo! Okay, let's keep going. It's a Harry Potter Naruto crossover. Purebloods have always been obsessed with maintaining their bloodlines.
Wait, you're going full Russian? Okay, comrade. Epic gamer time.
Remember, Ivan, when you go full gamer, do not speak Russian.
Remember, no Russian.
What was this based
only
on?
N-word now.
What is the origin of these traditions? Probably William the Conqueror. Or rather,
Yeah.
who is the origin of these traditions? As always, Harry finds himself in the oddest of situations, but finding himself face to face with the progenitor of magic itself, that is not what he expected when he got out of bed this morning.
God.
Apparently, Pedro has read this entire story.
Yeah, I mean, doesn't surprise me, honestly.
No, it doesn't surprise me at all.
Like,
Oh geez, this first chapter is long. I don't have enough alcohol to
no.
do that. I'm probably not going to read this first chapter.
yeah, and just read part of it, I guess.
The day of September 1st had started rather well, considering that the previous night he had found out that a mass murderer, one of Voldemort's top lieutenants, had escaped the previously inescapable prison of Azkaban for the sole purpose of killing him, the kind of thing that made you really appreciate the peace and quiet you managed to get in your life. Well,
Sneaky.
made me appreciate being in America, because in Britain, you're gonna get clapped.
Yeah. Anyway, a question. At what point does it translate from, like, fan fiction to war crime?
Right
No,
about the
no,
point
no.
we got to 500 anal fissures.
Yeah, I was gonna say the 332 anal
okay.
fissures was
I'm
definitely a
Fairly
point.
sure that breaks the Geneva Conventions. At least in some
I'm pretty
point.
sure it also breaks physics because I do remember doing the math on that one. Because an anal fissure constitutes, I believe, it was 1 to 2.5 inches of torn intestinal tissue is what constitutes as an anal fissure, and a child does in fact not have 300 inches of intestinal tissue to tear.
True, but have you considered the tearing can tear? Recursive tearing.
Recursive tearing. No, I never considered that a tear could further tear.
Good.
'Cause I'm pretty sure that just makes it a bigger tear, and you don't count that as
Yeah,
two
exactly.
tears.
I was making a joke.
But anyway, no, I'm pretty sure war crimes would be that one Naruto story that we found, in which Naruto was 3 years old, but he was already sexually active. But it's okay because he had the body.
No,
He had the body of a 5-year-old, so that makes it okay.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Fuck, I was there. God, that was like advanced brain shit.
He was so athletic, his body prematurely aged 2 years, which makes it okay for him to have incestual sex with his mother.
Yup. Checks out. I
But
see
does
no
it?
issues here.
What, Max?
Nothing.
What the fuck did I just say? You fucking heard me, you piece of shit. You see, Naruto was only 3 years old, but he was really athletic, so he had the body development of a really muscular 5-year-old, which made it okay for him to have incestuous sex with his older sisters and mother, who walked around the Uzumaki compound completely naked, and whenever a male would stare at them, Naruto would beat them up for staring at them. As a 3-year-old, with the body of a 5-year-old.
Sounds about right.
But you see, he also, the reason why he was so sexually active was because he had all 9 Biju inside his mindscape also having sex with him.
As you do.
constantly.
Because they were all thirsty hoes. Who all also had human forms that they used to have sex with him in.
Well, the normal ones did. The creepy ones didn't.
Fucking furries.
No. All of them did.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I can remember Sneaky being right on that one.
I'm always right.
Not always.
Or you're
Most
wrong,
of the
kiddo.
time, yeah.
Sometimes you're left.
What are you accusing of being a fucking communist?
Yeah, is that some fucking commie talk right there?
Kinda cringe, that.
One of the oldest jokes known to man. It has nothing to do with commies.
I do have to say, I did make my coworkers cringe one day.
I
When
assume you did that by existing.
I told them a joke, and I said, 2 wrongs don't make a right, but 3 lefts do.
Technically correct.
Man's not wrong.
And she just looked at me really disappointed, like, really, did you just really tell that joke?
Of course.
As such, waking up, not at Privet Drive no less, felt pretty fantastic considering that it was the day he'd be returning to Hogwarts. The one place he saw as home. The only downside so far had been the short chat with Arthur Wesley, where the man had been insistent on him no trying to go look for mass murderer. Why the hell would anyone want to do something like that? He didn't know. But the hours later a rather pleasantly short chat with his school nemesis, Draco Malfoy. Then it all went to hell in a handbasket when the train made an unexpected stop, and Professor Lupin, who had been asleep in the compartment since before they got there, woke up and hurried off to speak with the driver. Then, less than a minute later, the lights went out and the air began to freeze in their chests, and all traces of happiness seemed to evaporate from their very beings as several cloaked beings boarded the train. In short order, a couple of them reached their compartment, which was a rather inconveniently at the end of the train, and thus just next to one of the doors, and entered one of them, instantly leaning over him, who had frozen stiff in horror, screaming, ringing in his ears, possibly considering the agony he felt from the old scar on his forehead. The last thing he saw as his vision turned into the darkness of unconsciousness was a silvery stream tinted blue that connected his mouth to what lied under the ragged hood. Horcruxes were a rather nebulous subject in the field of soul magic, which was a rather mysterious domain on its own. Initially, the Horcrux had been created as an anchor for the larger piece of the soul, for when the body of the wizard had been killed, the Horcrux would feed on a different source of magic, either living or ambient, and create a new body into which the Horcrux fragment and the main soul would be dragged to, essentially reviving the wizard. This, however, had the downside of using up the Horcrux. After Herpo the Foul, several other dark wizards and witches studied his work, and eventually the Horcrux spell was changed. It no longer created a body. It no longer pulled on the main soul. What it did, however, was make the container, the Horcrux, almost indestructible by conferring it a portion of the soul's ability to remain unharmed, regardless of what happened to the body.
That's kind of cringe.
This, however, removed the ability of the Horcrux to drain magic or to affect the outside world, truly isolating the soul fragment from its origin, making it stagnant. Tom Malarvo Riddle, however, was not satisfied with either version of the spell. He wanted both the restorative powers of Herpo the Foul's Horcrux and the indestructibility of those that followed. Therefore, he obviously just did both. He created his first Horcrux out of a Muggle diary he had enchanted following Herpo's example, but granted it a large portion of resistance to damage that he desired by giving it limits to the sources it could draw power from. It was a moderate success, though the soul fragment still had become isolated from the main soul, even if it worked perfectly as the anchor it was meant to be. But the aspiring Dark Lord soon discovered a flaw in his plans. The diary had cost him a third of his soul. True, souls healed over time, something especially true for young wizards of great power like himself, but that still meant he would have to wait for decades to make one more Horcrux. That was unacceptable for Lord Voldemort. So he was forced to sacrifice his plans for the supreme set of Horcruxes, and chose to use the same Horcrux creation method that so many had used before him, with the added twist of a powerful curse placed on each Horcrux. He also decided that if the magical side of the Horcrux could not be as exceptional as he wanted it to be, he would compensate with an exceptional physical container. It want better containers than the relics of the Hogwarts founders. However, before he could complete his set with the Gryffindor relic, or even find the blasted thing, he found himself on the painful side of his own killing curse. His body destroyed, and had to flee as a powerless wraith. What he had never realized was exactly what happened to his power, as well as a sliver of his mutilated soul. In the years of his absence from the wizarding world, he had worked tirelessly to not only accumulate an impressive knowledge and personal power, but to also find a way to accelerate the regeneration of his soul. The answer he found was simple: magic, family magic to be precise, powers passed down through blood from parent to child, just as his own parcel tongue had been. Over the centuries and even millennia, many magical families had become so steeped in magic that it had become something more, making their gifts even more extraordinary. True, in recent times those gifts had been rather absent, but he was certain it was due to the pollution with Muggle blood.
Okay, so this is basically just like eugenics, the fanfiction, so far.
Yeah, more or less. As such, he had created a dark... I do love this massive fucking lore dump as Harry is getting his soul sucked out of him.
It's like, oh yes.
You know, the other's just like,
Harry's
you know,
getting his soul
Harry
sucked out,
is
but
dying,
first,
so...
Voldemort.
Well, let's give me a backstory on Voldemort. Wow, this 95 is hitting me far harder than I thought it would.
Isn't that a good thing?
On some levels, one could consider that a good thing, yes. On other
All
levels,
including physical
yes.
based.
As such, he created the Dark Mark, an amalgam of runes concealed into a magical tattoo bound to his own soul by the receiver of the mark.
Hey, Pedro, can you shut the fuck up? Jesus Christ. The
Shut
more
the
he writes, the more disgusted I get.
Basically, yeah. An amalgam of runes concealed into a magical tattoo bound to his own soul by the receiver of the mark committing a murder in his name. The Dark Mark slowly but steadily drained on the family magic, not just from marked Death Eaters, but from their immediate relatives as well. All of it used into restoring Voldemort's soul, so he may butcher it again and again and again. That night of Halloween 1981, all of the magic, held together by only a sliver of Voldemort's soul, latched onto the only viable host, a 1-year-old baby boy that just received every fucking magic in existence simultaneously because of this. However, the extraordinary piece of magic Lily Potter left behind in her son, her life energy and magic that she had bestowed upon him, just before Voldemort had arrived to strike her down, opposed what it recognized as the enemy. It was strong enough to destroy it. It was not strong enough to push it out of his body, but it was barely strong enough to contain it and keep it that way. Until, of course, a Dementor decided to pull on the one thing holding the magic together. The liver of Dark Lord's soul!
Ah, yes. The liver. A highly magical object.
I mean,
Behold the Dark Lord's liver! Be in awe of its liver might!
being of his alcohol resistance. Would kind of be nice though.
With the linchpin gone, all that remained in the magic, both that which had been commanded by Voldemort and possessed by Lily Potter, were 3 concepts, 3 purposes. Protect the family, empower the blood, and protect my son. Family, blood, and son. And thus God was born upon earth.
And thus, wait, we must ensure the existence
Of purebloods.
Don't.
I'm this close to saying the 14 words,
Yeah, don't.
but I can't remember them.
You know what? Hold on. I'm going to counter anything that happens by saying the Twitch counter curse. We must secure the existence of black children and their futures.
Sneaky.
Okay, yeah, that works. Works.
What?
That's
Stop
completely
making
within
trouble
control.
for yourself.
I'm not making trouble for myself.
He's showing support to minorities.
Yeah, Black Lives
For
Matter.
the
Come
wrong
on, man.
Racist.
Are you saying Black
Racist.
Lives don't matter?
I'm saying no one believes that you think that.
That's just because you're racist, dude.
That's 'cause you're racist.
Like, come on, dude. You're better than this.
Let it be known that for all some may consider magic itself sentient, the truth is that most magic in general had a fragile, near animal instinct. Give it a nudge in the way you wanted it to go, and it will go. With the loss of Voldemort's soul fragment, all that magic had was 3 strong nudges that were similar enough that they merged into a single direction. Protect and empower the blood of Harry Potter, family of Tom Malarvo Rivelin, son of Lily Potter. As the dam of power erupted, knocking Harry out, each and every family talent that Voldemort had drained was forced into awakening.
Oh no.
Digging further and further into his genes as it progressed through his ancestry. Changes upon changes occurring in his body as his genes were overwritten by magic, strengthening him and ripping him apart from the incredible strain. Visibly, however, the changes could only be seen in his unseeing, wide-open eyes for a few short seconds before they closed. Veins bulged around his left eye as emerald irises washed into milky white, his pupil fading away the same way. Tears of blood poured from his right eye as the iris inverted, becoming crimson, before 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 black commas appeared around the pupil and began spinning, causing another change, and ripples erupted from the eye as the pupil spread over the entire eyeball, covering the light purple with black concentric rings and ripple-like pattern around the pupil. With the changes from red to purple in his right eye, the silvery flow between Harry and the Dementor's mouth inverted, sucking the soul out of the Dementor into Harry.
He's giving the Dementor the good suck. Oh god.
So what I'm hearing is Harry's got the suck.
Harry's got the good suck.
He's sucking off a Dementor. Kinda gay, bro.
Surely there's a magical law against that.
Oh yeah.
Don't call him Shirley. Within seconds, the Dementor had been drained of all of its power. It consumed and everything that held it together, causing it to crumble into a mote of black light that then faded to nothing. Its companion attempted to flee, though the Patronus certainly helped. By the time the silvery would... What?
Very good question.
By the time the silvery would reach the compartment, Harry's eyes had closed, but not before going through one final change. The previous milky white left eye now had a pupil surrounded by blue and white flower-like luminescent irises.
Oh, no.
While the right eye had gained 3 commas on each of the 3 rings closest to the pupil, the previous light purple replaced by a crimson that glowed ominously. Time skip. Days later. Albus Dumbledore never thought he could both thank and curse the heavens at the same time. That changed when a desperate Remus Lupin ran up to him carrying in a conscious Harry Potter, a Horcrux-free Harry Potter that was dying due to an unusual reaction from a Dementor. The past 24 hours had been spent trying to keep the boy alive by healing his heavily damaged body before constantly feeding him magic from the vast majority of the staff as the first and gravest thing Madame Pomfrey detected was the boy was suffering from extreme magical exhaustion. It was truly an iconic example of Potter luck that he was diagnosed with magical exhaustion while he was simultaneously suffering from magical overload. It's very opposite condition. Then again, considering that had not occurred in thousands of years, one could not be blamed for the school nurse. The spell she was using announced the condition most similar to what the wizarding world was familiar with.
Cringe overload.
Very cringe indeed. Honestly, it's just bunch of fucking nonsense after this. Where Harry just gets more powers, and he gets more powers, and they use fucking a bunch of relics to heal him. Late, obviously, so he storms at them and beats shit out of them, and
Of course, as you do.
more powers. Yeah, he gets more powers, and taking Fawkes with him, he traveled to the depths of the Forbidden Forest and killed the first unicorn he found.
That's kind of a bro move.
And he took all the blood out of the unicorn, and then burned the corpse with fiend fire. Ah, yes, clearly chaotic good.
Oh god, I looked over at the fucking stream and I saw Norway. Nope. Get my country the fuck out of this fic.
Ah, yes, the Dragon Reserve in Norway.
You have lost your Norway mentioning privileges, sir. You have been regarded as cringe by the Council of Norway, which is me.
And then he. What the fuck is that? Alright, no. That was weird. I thought I heard someone outside my window.
Criminals?
Damn it, now I'm burning off the alcohol.
Damn.
Means I actually have to continue the fucking podcast now and just can't claim that I'm too drunk.
Shame.
Anyway, so Dumbledore gives Harry Potter the elixir of immortality, making him immortal and unkillable.
As you do, of course, every day.
And then a bunch of spirits appear before him. Namely being Kagura and her two sons. And like, man, these people are horny. We're in your inside mind. We are your ancestors. Distant ancestors. And Harry was like, holy shit, my distant ancestor's hot as fuck.
Time to fuck.
What are you three doing in my mind? Blood limits, chakra, blood limits, blah blah blah, serpent tongue, parcel tongue. Chakra, think of it as magic but stronger. That's fair enough.
Yeah, I mean, sure. Still kind of cringe though.
And these people wonder why God hates us.
Fanfiction is officially proof that God is dead, and Jesus legally changed his middle name to fucking.
No, I think it's proof that he's alive and he hates us.
alive, but he wishes he wasn't.
Oh, geez. I mean, dude, every single fucking time someone opens their mouth in the writing help section of Catfish's Discord, I just want to die.
Bruh. Yeah, I mean, I kinda fixed that problem for myself.
Yeah, I'm aware you did. So anyway, I'm gonna accelerate through this, and then we're gonna spend like the next 10 minutes talking about Catfish's server, and then I guess we'll be done.
Sure.
And so anyway, bloodline limits, blah blah blah, powers, blah blah blah, Dementor. You got all these more powers, we're giving you more powers, more powers. You're dying because your power, you're too powerful, Harry, and your body just can't handle it. And instead of draining the magic out of you, they're just filling you up with even more. For the greater good, you need to die. What the fuck? Fuck you, I'm not gonna die for the greater good, no, but you gotta do. For the greater good, you gotta die.
I don't want to die for the greater good. I'm not
And
a cow.
then-
My face ain't blue.
And then Harry's like, oh, fuck you. And then Kaguya's like, yo, Harry, if you fuck me, I'll kill my sons for you. And he's like, fucking, yeah, let's do it.
Wait, hold on. What?
Yeah. He didn't misspeak.
Yeah, pretty much. So, like, 19 paragraphs of exposition happen in between what I just said and what we were just reading. That's pretty much what. So, basically, it's literally just the sons being like, nah, man, you gotta die. You gotta do it for the greater good. And Kaguya, like, egging him on. And then a bunch of fucking exposition happens where, like, another giant fucking history dump occurs. And Harry ends up being like, hey, you know what, fuck this shit.
I see.
Understandable.
And,
Have a bad day.
yeah. So, you know, he gets rid of, Haguruma and Kaguro, whatever the fuck their names were. He fucking just destroys them, and Kagura eats them, and then he's like, I'm gonna revive you, Kagura, and she's like, oh wow. No one's ever said that to me before.
For a reason, you fucking bitch.
But, anyway. Right, so, Catfish's server is filled with a bunch of special people. There is currently one guy that is going on and on and on about his planned AU crossover for a series that no one's ever heard of, called shit, I don't even remember what it's called.
Sounds about right.
Something yokai, schoolgirls and yokai, except yokai is spelled yo-kai, and it's like hip-hop versions of all the Japanese mythos, some shit, I don't fucking know. I really didn't pay attention to his descriptions of this shit. Look, all I know is it's fucking dumb as shit because like the plot is that the girl is like trying to get over the isekai character dying or something. I don't fucking know, dude. I'm just so fucking not interested in his story idea that I didn't really pay attention to what he was writing. But no, I didn't tell him it was garbage, but he does not fucking shut up about this idea of his. And he's like been talking about it for the past 5 days, and not a single fucking person has responded to him over it. But he just keeps talking about it.
Well, I mean, at least he is
And then
giving up easily.
yeah, so, and then we had a guy earlier in the writing section being like, oh, well, I'm not really familiar with the other forms of perspective. I'm really only, proficient in the third perspective. I'm just like, what's kind of third? And he's like, well, what do you mean, what kind of third perspective? Like, unreliable narrator, over the shoulder, you know, mini boss, yeah, omniscient. There's a lot of ways to write a third person perspective.
None of which he.
And he's just
included.
like, I don't know. You don't even know what perspective you're writing in. Good to know. That makes me want to read your story. And then the final thing that happened recently in that server is somebody went to the recommendation section and recommended a Naruto AU where they don't have chakra. Naruto, what was it? Let me pull it up.
I kind of don't want to know honestly, but
Yeah. Could you link me to that thing you talked the one you know the Fate version of a Yankee in King Arthur's Court?
Oh yeah, sure, yeah.
Which, by the way, if you haven't actually read that, it is actually a surprisingly good book. It's better than a lot of the crap Mark Twain wrote.
Oh wow, this story was worse than I fucking remembered. Shit, fuck. Alright, so Fem Naruto is married to Sasuke, and Naruto runs a coffee shop with Hinata, and Sasuke is the CEO of the coffee shop. What? One day... Oh, sorry, no. Sasuke is a CEO of a business, not of the coffee shop. Okay.
Okay.
One day, Naruto drops off Sasuke lunch at the office, and all of the co-workers react to it. And Hinata keeps trying to convince Naruto to leave Sasuke behind and date Neji instead.
What?
Yeah,
Who cares?
Sakura honestly had to wonder who was this woman with short blonde hair and bright blue, deep ocean eyes staring behind her.
Excuse me, I came here for ninja-based murder.
Her answer was not what she was expecting.
I shouldn't
Pairings.
say ninjas. I should say wizards. Ninja
people
wizards.
of sneaking.
Pairings. Sasuke female Naruto. Kakashi times Iruka. Warnings. Female Naruto and female Iruka.
Alright, that at least makes me less angry.
It shouldn't.
I just want to die.
At least it's not gay.
Put a knife into me, baby. Put a knife into me, baby. Oh, I just
mean, it
want
might
to
be.
die.
Nice. I'm proud of you.
But yeah, I responded to that story with, I hate everything about this story. And the person's just like, well, that's just your opinion, man. I'm just like, nah.
An opinion based in facts and logic.
That's a fucking fact. Since you don't read chat, is the fic the dude talking about a yokai? Yes, yokai watch, yes. It is a yokai watch.
Oh yeah, that's basically just like bootleg Pokemon, but more cringe.
Yeah, okay, that's very cool, because I've never
That's-
heard of it before.
Yeah, it's on the fucking 3DS. So I'm aware it
Oh
exists, but
yeah, I
never
heard
played
about
anything
that.
with the game.
And I thought this looks like discount Pokemon.
Wait, it's
That's
a video
literally
game,
what
not
it-
an anime?
I believe there's a companion anime.
Yeah, a video game with an anime.
Alright, I guess.
You know, as Japan does, you gotta have your animes.
I suppose.
Although if you want discount Pokemon, you should probably just go play Spectrobes. That's better.
Yeah. Anyway, it was just. I hate everything.
I mean, yeah.
You
Haven't you
always
always?
hate everything.
Yeah, but you know what? We're 15 minutes before the end point, and I really don't have the will inside me or the alcohol to continue talking about. I have too much alcohol to be talking about other stories. I just kept drinking. I have too much alcohol in me to
This
keep talking
is
about stories.
unsurprising.
And we don't really have the time to take on a full other fan fiction. And I'm just done right now. We just read a really shit
Understandable.
fanfic and then followed it up with a pretty boring fanfic where we really couldn't say much about it beyond just like, oh boy, it's Harry Potter getting a bunch of powers.
And oh boy, it's Naruto powers, and that one hot, and that's about it.
Anyway, I appreciate everyone that stayed up until this point, and I would like to remind you that we do this every week, twice a week, because apparently I do need to remind people of this. 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, or thereabouts, honestly. We're here Tuesdays and Fridays, and I'll see you on Tuesday because, of course, there is always more, and it does always get worse.